Hello and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Michael Bruen. Today we'll be talking with a representative from the Montgomery County Department of Environmental Protection, which runs a great variety of volunteer programs throughout the year. Given that April is Earth Month here in the county, this is a wonderful time to get involved with the Department of Environmental Protection to help keep our rivers and streams clean and healthy. If you stay tuned, we'll learn about the many ways you can get involved in one of the volunteer projects available during Earth Month, and actually throughout the year. In the meantime, take a look at some other volunteer opportunities that might interest you. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Michael Bruen. Joining us is Leslie Wilcox, Watershed Outreach Planner with the Montgomery County Department of Environmental Protection. And Leslie, thanks for taking the time to come here.
Sure, no problem.
This is a great subject for me, so we're going to have a lot of fun. First, tell me what you do with the department. What is it that you do with environmental protection?
My main job is to do outreach about our county waters and protecting them and keeping them clean. I focus on litter. I have coworkers who focus on other areas as well, but my main focus is trash and litter.
Oh my God, which is a huge problem.
Yes.
Although with the bag tax, I think things have been better. Have you seen that over the years?
We are starting to see a difference, especially volunteers mostly anecdotally tell us how great it is, how much less bags they're picking up during cleanups, and other people in the community saying that they are seeing less bags. Our monitoring, you need a long time to scientifically determine things, so it's still coming about of how much of a difference it's making, but we've seen a slight downtrend.
Right, that's one. I was an engineer in a previous life, so scientific method, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. We can have real facts,
Yes.
not just sort of fake news or whatever the new thing is.
Exactly.
So the county, it's not Earth Day. The county has actually come up with this Earth Month. What does that mean and why?
Well, the environment is obviously very important to us here in Montgomery County. We have an entire department dedicated to this, so one day is really just not enough for us to get all of the information out there about all of the great things that we do in the county and we can do as citizens in the county to protect our local environment. So we would like to celebrate it for a whole entire month and just really make sure people know all of the different things that we're doing.
So, but we still make a big deal about Earth Day.
Yes,
right, in
absolutely.
the county? Are there what happens on Earth Day for us here in the county?
We try to have as many events, education and volunteer as possible available. Really, our volunteers are like our shining star during Earth Month because they're the ones who are coming out to our events and truly making the difference. They're coming out and cleaning up. They're doing tree protector removals. They're doing art on storm drains to help educate. So it's really, that's what's our best part of our Earth Month.
Well, also, you have another big thing coming up, which is Green Fest, which our post-production coordinator, Joelle, loves. She's so in tune with the environmental issues. But what is Green Fest?
Green Fest is our annual event to celebrate, all things environmental and definitely related to Earth Month. That's why we have it right around that time of year. So it started from us wanting to have a bigger event that showcased every single part of the Department of Environmental Protection. So we have music, food trucks, exhibitors, food demonstrations, and more. We're trying to have it be a fun family event so that you want to come out, bring your kids out, and you won't even realize that you're learning something at the same time.
Well, where is this held? Is this an open place?
Yeah, we actually have we try to change the location so that it's each year so that it's accessible to all different parts of the county. So this year the location is in Boyer Park in Gaithersburg.
Oh, sure.
At 506 South Frederick Avenue.
And when? When is this and what time?
It's going to be Saturday, May 6th of 2017.
And from when to when?
It's essentially an all-day event, but I believe it starts around 11 a.m. and it goes to around 4 p.m.
Wonderful.
And there's a lot of different parts of the day. So we kind of have an introduction, then we have breakouts, and then we have like a fair that's going the whole time for people to kind of wander in and out of and check out different information.
And it's not just DEP people, right? We also, we the county also invite other organizations to come so that they can give their literature and stuff to people. Isn't that correct?
Yep, that's correct. So we have a lot of even county departments as well as outside organizations who are all helping us to make Montgomery County a cleaner, greener place to live.
Right.
So we invite everyone who's doing anything that will help to that end come out and give everyone some education and information about what they're doing and what we can all do in the county to help.
Well, and you talk about volunteers because DEP is a little like the information office. We're really a small group of people, so we have to be sort of a big bang, for little bucks here. There aren't too many of us, and you guys have the same challenge.
Yep.
But you have a lot of volunteers. Talk about your volunteers.
Yes, we have a lot of volunteers who help out in all different areas of our department, and so at an event like Greenfest or at any of our volunteer outreach events, a lot of times they will sign up to come out. They'll help us organize the event, help us get ready for it, and help us put it on and help us educate the public as well, because they have been trained already on what we do and are able to talk to the public as well.
Right. I remember years ago I did a story. It was one of the volunteers in the recycling group.
Yep.
And he was a retired gentleman and had been doing it forever, even before he retired. And he was, I think, in his 70s and still so excited. So you have volunteers probably of all ages.
Yes.
Here's a question. Can high school students, can they get whatever you call it?
Student service learning hours. Yes.
Can they do that?
Yep. Both of our volunteer programs in our department are already pre-approved for student service learning hours for our activities that allow for that.
When you say both volunteer programs, what are they?
So I am more involved in the water side of things. So we have the
Right.
Stream Stewards volunteer program, but like you were just mentioning, we also
Oh,
still
and
have a
recycling.
really great recycling volunteer program.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real priority here in the county.
Yes.
I mean, 70%, that's a goal.
Yes,
that's a goal.
Awesome.
I tell you what, we're at a point where if people are interested, because this is a finite amount of time, if people are interested in more information, do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It's www.montgomerycountymd.gov/DEP.
Okay, and there's a phone number?
Yes, if you're interested in volunteering with our Stream Stewards program, then you can call 240-777-7778.
Okay, and I think there was also...
Many sevens.
777-7778.
That's
yeah,
correct.
that's a mouthful,
Yes.
isn't it? And you also gave me an email address?
Yep.
Can you give that for everybody?
Yep, for our Stream Stewards program, it's stream.stewards at montgomerycountymd.gov.
.gov. Okay. And about how many volunteers do you have? Do you kind of know a number?
I believe we have in our system where we email out events to anyone who's interested and has been trained. I know we have, I think it's just over 100 or just under 100. It's right around that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And tell me, you and I were joking about this in the green room, but there's a frog project?
Yeah, we have
I don't know anything about this. Tell me about this.
We have a Frog Watch chapter. There's a nationwide Frog Watch program in the United States.
Oh, as an indicator of pollution because of defects and things like that?
Yeah, frogs are a great indicator species. So if people go out, and the Frog Watch program is kind of how it sounds, Frog Watch, but since it's hard to see frogs, we're actually listening for them. So we train volunteers to go out and listen for certain types of frog calls. And if they hear it, they record the type that they heard and then submit that information. Frogs are an indicator species, so depending on what types of frogs we're hearing, whether there's more or less of them, then we will know if there's more or less pollution in that area.
Exactly, and it's a regional thing. So if we're picking up a particular frog in Gaithersburg, but we're not getting it down in Bethesda, that would be an indicator for you.
That's correct.
And how do you train, do you train people for different frogs? They put on headphones? And
so we actually have, I believe it's a CD when they come to the training, so they hear all of the different frog calls, and they get, I believe it's about 9 in Montgomery County that are the mains, and they get a list, And so they know the names of each frog, and then we play for them the sound that the frog makes so that they can associate it with that name.
It would be great to work with the school system on this. You know?
Yeah, I think there are
middle school when they're just starting to get into dissecting and things like that.
Yeah, right now we
cool?
have mostly the volunteers. A lot of times it'll be families who sign up, so it'll be the parents going out with the kids who are in school and get to learn about these things.
Oh God, this is great stuff. Now here's another one I don't know about: geocaching.
Yep. So geocaching is sort of like an updated treasure hunt. So basically, it's an outdoor scavenger hunt using GPS coordinates to search for and locate hidden containers. So people actually go, this is, again, a nationwide thing, where people actually go out and hide containers that are, weatherproof in natural environments. And then there's little bits of information and things inside these containers that once you get the coordinates, and you have to, use a GPS locator or use your cell phone to go and find that point. It's not like a street intersection. So then you search around, you look under, rocks or, clear the brushes, and you'll find the box and you'll get to learn a tidbit. And we have a rain geocaching the rain geo trail. So in ours, you have about 5 different stops. So you can go and collect all of the information from all 5 stops. And then at the end, when you complete that, you will actually be eligible to get a geo coin. And you collect these coins, and it shows how much you've been able to geocache over your time.
Yeah, that sounds great. I hate to show my age, but we called it orienteering. It was with a compass and a map.
There you go.
When I was growing up. But that's wonderful. Okay, so I think we've gotten through the things you want, although there's one more thing. Storm drain painting and storm drain marking are different, and I don't understand that.
So we've always done storm drain marking here in the county. So we have groups, volunteer groups, go out and put glue, actually a marker to the storm drains.
And it's like a rectangle thing, because I did it with my son. So
yes.
For where we were living. And then it goes right on top of the curb, right where the drain is.
That's correct.
So that's marking.
Yep, and so that just lets people know that this drain does drain to the bay, and lets people know no dumping, that's not allowed.
I know, like motor oil, and God only knows what some people do.
That's correct. So we definitely want to discourage that. Another great education and outreach tool that's really pops that we've learned is storm drain art. So that is basically where people can go out and paint the top of the storm drain. And we actually had an art contest of winning designs that had different education, concepts like less littering, or pick up after your pets, or just general information.
It's an actual painting or a mural or whatever you
essentially a mural,
whatever you would call it. But who does this?
We have volunteers who are good artists. Come out, and we'll kind of trace the outline, and we have safe paint to use, and we have them paint that. And it's just when people are walking by, it definitely grabs the eye a little bit more than the storm drain markers.
Well, Leslie, we've run out of time, just like that.
Good.
So I just really appreciate you coming here and giving us some information.
Sure.
I think it's great programs, great volunteering. Again, the website is montgomerycountymd.gov.
/DEP. And another great site to go on is mygreenmontgomery.org, because you can go on there and get our whole entire Earth Day calendar and sign up for any events.
Cool. Thanks very much for being on the show.
Sure.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
We've been talking today with Leslie Wilcox of the Montgomery County Department of Environmental Protection. For more information about volunteering in Montgomery County, please contact the Volunteer Center at 240-777-2600. or visit their website at montgomeryserves.org. And remember, as a volunteer, you can make a difference.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.